Reloading Bench back again with you all. Continuing in the LCT series, and I thought I'd start with the indexing rod. And this component is probably the single most significant differentiator of this press between any other press on the market. Essentially, it looks like a 1/4 inch steel rod with what I would call a medieval twist, and essentially a nut at the top. And what this actually allows this press to do is to go from the current configuration of single mode. So if we had dies in here, this ram and handle are not activating anything. You throw in this particular rod, and if there were a tool head with dies in here, each movement of this would rotate those dies, and you're going then from single stage to what is called indexed, and you're performing a different function on the caliber, or excuse me, on the brass, on the round, on the cartridge, with each pull of the handle and movement of the ram. And a lot of folks complain, and I'll zoom in here, about what's called the ratchet. And let me see if I can zoom in here, because I'll take this apart and you can see what I'm doing. So inside this nylon head that holds the indexing rod, and it's a Phillips screw. And this press is so old that normally this particular piece, I'll take this out, screw. This piece would be held together by this nylon strip, so it would essentially open up. But what you're going to find, and since this is mine and it's very old, is mine is separated. But what you're going to see when I pull this open is a nylon ratchet. Little square. That's an integral part of this press. Little piece of plastic. Again, it's nylon. And if you look at it, it's just a square. And you'll see this anywhere from 25 cents a piece to $2 a piece, depending on where you buy them. Over the years, I've purchased in bulk and got it down to as low as a 1/4. And what this is doing is essentially, this is what rotates this rod. So this stationary nut rotates the rod as the ram is being lowered or lifted, and that's what turns that nut into the bottom of the tool head that holds the dies, the turret head, I guess, is a better explanation, and that's what does the indexing. When this strips, and by strip I mean when those 4 corners become rounded, this stops indexing and your press stops turning. So this is one of the most important pieces of this press, and I believe Lee sends 2 of them with the press, and I think I broke mine the first time I used the press, my first ratchet. And I'll show you why. And this particular ratchet now has had probably a few thousand rounds through it, and again, it's in pretty pristine condition. And the reason it's in pristine condition is because of how you remove. Let me see if I can zoom back out. How you remove the indexing rod from the press. So what a lot of people will do is they'll have the ram all the way down, handle all the way forward, so that essentially, I'll put this back together in a minute, but essentially you've got this. And you've got your turret sitting on top where my hand is now, or my thumb is now. And what some people will do is they'll twist the turret right here to remove the turret and pull out the dies, which essentially puts the most pressure possible on this ratchet. It's exactly what you don't want to do. So what you want to do is, when you've got your dies in here with the turret, is raise the ram almost all the way up. Takes all the pressure off of this and allows you to pull out the turret without damaging it. I'll put this together and show you.